especially in the north. Another cold day to come as we go into Saturday. Mostly dry, mostly bright for many places. Some showery bursts towards the west and also towards the east. Then worth bearing in mind later on as we go through the weekend, while Sunday starts dry and largely cold, we are going to see a weather system coming in from the west, and as that bashes into that cold air that we have across us, well, there's the potential for some further disruptive snow. We'll have more on that nearer the time. That's it for me. I'll see you again soon.
Warm and cosy, with a chance of zero visibility. Boxed Boilers sponsors the weather on GB News.
Loads on tonight. Sir Keir Starmer is threatening to ban Elon Musk's X from Britain. Seriously? Yes, he is threatening it. Labour has U-turned, or is U-turning, over the pubs. We'll be talking about that. Brooklyn Beckham sounds like he's about to sue his dad. But, of course, we are going to be focusing a lot on the ongoing situation in Iran. Will the Ayatollah fall? Have the Iranian Revolutionary Guard gone to war with their own people? Will Trump get involved? And what will it mean for us here in Britain? I'll talk to you in a sec.
It's a brand new year and we're giving you the chance to win our biggest cash prize to date.
£85,000 in tax-free cash could be yours.
And we've come to the Aurora Collection Resort here in Lapland to celebrate. An incredible £85,000 in tax-free cash could be yours.
For another chance to win £85,000 cash, text cash to 63225. One entry costs £2.50 plus one standard network rate message. Or text bonus to 63225. 5 entries cost £5 plus one standard network rate message. Go to gbnews.com/win. Entries start at £2.50. Call 0903 686 3232. Calls cost £2.50 plus your network access charge. Or post your name and number to GB18 PO Box 8690 Derby DE1 9TT. UK only. Entrance must be 18 or over. Lines close at 4 p.m. on the 30th of January. Please check the closing time if listening or watching on demand. Good luck.
From the school run to the home run, watch a new show for all of Britain.
So he can say whatever he wants.
A straight talking show where all voices are heard.
And, you know, when are we going to stop talking about smashing the gangs and actually do it?
With the stories that matter from every part of our country.
There's a bit of a crash landing there for your Chancellor.
Bold, fearless and standing up for you. That's me, Martin Daubney, 3 p.m. till 6 p.m. weekdays, here only on GB News. The People's Channel, Britain's news channel.
In the GB newsroom, we bring you the news as it happens.
With our team of dedicated journalists across the UK.
We're ready to keep you up to date with what's happening every half an hour, every single day. Bulletins here on GB News.
The People's Channel.
Britain's news channel.
Westminster's full of talk, but out here, it's the real world.
Am I allowed to talk then?
No, that's it. This is where it matters, real people and real lives. That's what politics is all about.
In fact, has Trump made a good start? No.
Straight answers, no spin, and just a couple of pints.
How many fingers have I got up?
About 10. So join me for Lee Anderson's Real World every Friday at 7 p.m. only on GB News. The People's Channel, Britain's news channel.
Westminster, the ultimate clique.
And you're fighting like rats in a sack.
But here on the Camilla Tominey Show, we ask the questions the establishment media is too scared to ask.
OK, let me ask you a straight question, because I know you're a straight-talking politician.
Whether it's net zero, illegal immigration or law and order, nothing is off limits.
You had the power then.
Yeah, as I
and
say,
now you've lost it.
That's the Camilla Tominey Show, a politics show that's fearless.
But no, let me finish my question if you don't mind, because it is my show.
Sundays at 9:30, only on GB News, the People's Channel, Britain's news channel.
Welcome along to a very important edition of Patrick Christys Tonight, late edition, happening right now. Have we reached the point of no return for Iran? Is the Ayatollah about to fall? Has he already fled? Millions of people have taken to the streets. I'm getting reports through from a source of mine that the Iranian Revolutionary Guard, the military wing, have essentially gone to war with their own people. Will President Trump get involved? And also, of course, what does this mean for us and our government and our involvement? So far, radio silence from Keir Starmer and Yvette Cooper, the Prime Minister and Foreign Secretary. What will it mean in terms of potential attacks on Britain? The IRG, the Ayatollah, they have their tentacles firmly rooted in this country and have been sponsoring terrorism here for years. But what about this?
Watching it very closely. If they start killing people like they have in the past, I think they're going to get hit very hard by the United States.
Well, there you go. If the reports that I'm getting tonight are true, then President Trump has said what he'll do, hasn't he? He will go in or hit Iran very, very hard anyway. That could happen, could it, over the course of the next hour? If it does, I'll bring it to you. In other news...
That is why we've made these defence commitments. We are living in a more volatile world. I think everybody in the country accepts that.
Top Defence Chief has warned that Britain is facing a £28 billion shortfall in defence spending over the next 4 years. At a particularly precarious moment, isn't it, when you see what's going on in the world? And...
that man is not allowed in my pub. Get out of my pub. Go on. Get out of my pub.
I think I'm right in saying this story's on 6 national newspapers tomorrow. Pub U-turn, too little, too late. Not 1, not 2, 10 U-turns. Yes, Labour are set to U-turn on the tax hikes on pubs just as they were about to revolt. But there's more.
Because this was an attack on federal law enforcement, this was an attack on law and order, this was an attack on the American people.
Vice President J.D. Vance there has castigated the media for its reporting of the ICE shooting, declaring the administration's support for federal law enforcement. That, of course, comes after a woman was shot dead by an ICE agent in her car after, it must be said, driving her car at him yesterday. Oh, there you go. Plus...
Elon Musk.
Get the hell out of our politics and our country.
Hell yes, I'm tough enough. That is, of course, Ed Miliband there. Could Elon Musk's X be about to be banned in Britain? These are the reports coming out tonight. It's made the front of the Daily Telegraph. Apparently, Sir Keir Starmer is considering banning X in Britain. I'll tell you why shortly. Now, we are, of course, joined this evening by Reform UK candidate Orla Minahan, former Labour advisor Matthew Larzer, and GB News contributor and comedian Archie Manners. Also... there is a rare red weather alert happening all across the UK pretty much right now. Have a look at this.
Same. Woo!
Well, welcome back to Late Edition. Just before we give you the full run through the front page, I want to bring some more breaking news for you, which is that we're getting reports here that I believe Birmingham Airport has suffered as a result of this weather warning, and some 5,000 people are stranded there at the moment. They're trying to reorganise flights to Manchester and to London Heathrow. That's how severe this weather warning is. We've been asking you to send in your pictures of your extreme weather where you are, and so many of you have. We'll get to those shortly. You can go to gbviews at gbnews.uk. Storms battering Britain's snowstorms, including in Pembrokeshire, we're seeing a thing called thunder snow, which is slightly misleading because it's snow and lightning at the same time, but presumably the thunder is there as well. So we'll bring you all of the videos of that, all of the pictures of that. Get those coming into us, gbviews at gbnews.uk. We want to see what it's like where you are. Of course, don't take any risks in the process. But let's get to those Friday front pages. The Metro, what a wally they go with. This is, of course, a story about an Albanian gang, actually, that has apparently been just nabbing a load of people's watches and all of that stuff. And they have finally been snared. He's going to do a lot of time in prison. Right, we go to the iPaper. Putin's shadow fleet in the UK waters as ministers pledge to use hard power. So, there is apparently one of Putin's tankers, which has been sanctioned, in the English Channel. Well, yesterday we were told that it wasn't off the table for us to start raiding these boats, so when's that going to happen?
Can't stop anything in the Channel, we knew that now.
You can't stop anything in the channel.
Stop anything in the channel. You just stop.
Well, there would be an irony, wouldn't there, if we had to call off the raid of a Russian oil tanker because it got too close to a boat full of illegal migrants.
Or maybe they're going to give him a lift. Who knows?
Or give him a lift, yeah, exactly. Anyway, let's go to the Daily Telegraph. Reeves to climb down on pub tax. So this is on the front of many national newspapers. The Chancellor is planning to ease business rates and cut red tape. They say after a Daily Telegraph campaign, of course. We've also been pushing this very hard here at GB News. They've also got a story about Sir Keir Starmer threatening to ban Elon Musk's X, which is interesting because one of the only reasons we know now what's going on in Iran is because of X, and that is another story that we're going to be dealing with. Iran has switched off internet as protest man. It's actually Elon Musk's Starlink that is making it possible for some people in Iran to get information out of there, and how important really is that? So would Keir Starmer ban that, really? I'm not sure he should. The Daily, well, I know he shouldn't. The Daily Express, cheers! It's yet another too late U-turn from Labour PM. Again, it's on the pubs. The Daily Mail, pub U-turns too little too late. The Guardian, go back home. Now, 34 ex-pupils accuse Nigel Farage of racist behaviour. Considering all of the news going on in the world at the moment, the fact that that has made the Guardian's front page, I think, says a lot more about them than it does about anything else, to be honest with you. The Independent, yet another U-turn. Reeves set to scrap rises for pubs. The Sun, Brooklyn goes on legal feud with his dad. So Brooklyn Beckham has apparently sent a send writ like Beckham. I see what they've done there.
It's bend it like Beckham, but they've... Do you get it?
I got it.
You got it, good, just checking. Because I thought you just lost it. It was a clever pun, but went over your head.
Very punny, wasn't it?
Very punny.
Brooklyn Beckham has sent his parents, David and Victoria, a legal notice warning they can now only contact him through his lawyers. OK.
And not attack him on social media.
Not attack him.
That's also not news, I think, on a day like today. If we just don't talk about it.
To be fair, that is less news than Nigel, to be fair.
Yeah, well, maybe, but...
I don't know.
It's more fun.
I don't know. I think the Sun one's probably more true. Anyway, The Times, top defence chief warns of need for extra £28 billion. Right. We are joined in the studio by a top panel. We've got Reform UK candidate Orla Minahan, former Labour advisor Matthew Larser, GB News contributor and comedian Archie Manners. As you will see, I am also joined in the studio by Niag Gobani, who's an Iranian expert. He's a man that many people will know here on GB News, of course, been very prominent in the Israel demonstrations that we've seen, as well as, of course, what's been going on in Iran. So I'm going to come to you in a second. I'm hoping that we can go now, though, to the founder of Iran Front, Vahid Beheshti, who we, I believe, are able to take. Now, Vahid was nearly killed by the Iranian regime. No, not in Iran. Here in Britain, and he joins us now. Vahid, thank you very, very much. So we're going to play some footage whilst you talk, actually, of the latest that we've got from Iran. Every single town and city pretty much in Iran appears to be rising up. From what we can gather anyway, every single province, I should say. It appears that there's been shots fired at protesters. My source told me, Vahid, that the Iranian National Guard military wing is on the streets, and that, I suppose, is tantamount to war against their own people. What are you hearing, Vahid? You're much better connected than I am.
We are hearing more than 140 cities are involved in this. That's what I call it, full-scale revolution. That's the Iranian national revolution. So, as I explained in before, when they shut down internet, that's a sign that they are going for mass killing. They know they have no choice. They have nowhere to go, and Iranian are. This time they have nothing to lose, so except revolution. So they are united together. As you know, we are very diverse when it comes to political view, when it comes to ethnic, and this is a beautiful, the beautiful things that exist in Iran, our diversity. But now, at this time, we've never been that much close as we are now. So we all are united on one thing. We want freedom, and we want this brutal, evil regime to go. And we have, I think, the great leaders. I'm not talking about coward leaders. I'm not talking about incompetent leaders. I'm talking about the great leaders like President Trump, like Bibi Netanyahu. I think they understand this is the easiest and least costly way to get rid of this evil regime, the source of this extreme Islamist ideology, which now we are experiencing it in middle of our cities. As you know, this is the day 1053. We are camping in front of Foreign Office for simple demand, prescribing this terrorist regime, placing the IRGC where they belong to, but still our government
can I continue here, because I want my viewers and listeners to understand the position that you're in. So you obviously came to Britain from Iran. You got on the wrong side of the Ayatollah, I believe, and then you've been setting up camp for 1,500 days, or however long you said it was there.
1,053.
1,053 days there, and you were nearly killed by, am I right in saying Iranian Revolutionary Guard officers, but here in Britain? Is that right? What happened?
Yeah. Exactly. That's what I have said. This is not the problem of Iranian people only. The Iranian people at this time are fighting for the entire world. This is the problem of our citizens in UK, in Europe, in America. So this is that's what I said. They need to help Iranian, not for helping Iranian, helping ourselves in Europe, in America, and in the entire world to get rid of this regime. They are here now. What we have experienced 47 years ago, this brutal, evil, barbaric regime did to that beautiful country, it's happening here now. Definitely, sooner or later, we're going to get rid of this regime, and it's happening now. As you all see, this is the 12th day of this full-scale revolution. But now we are seeing this extreme of madness here in UK and in Europe. So we need to work together if we want to get rid of this stream of extremism, to go for the source of this problem. So the Iranian regime is the source of this problem. So they use, I'm going to end that like that, they use the wealth and the capacity of this beautiful country, fifth richest country in the world, in order to spread and export this extreme ideology, in order to destroy the order of modern world and build their Islamic state.
And that's what we're looking at. And that's what we're looking at, I think, isn't it? For a lot of people in Britain, this might seem very far away. Of course, it is very far away. And let's be honest, it's not the first time we've seen turmoil in Iran. But when you put it like that, this is the regime that is the major exporter of jihadi, Islamist, extremist terrorism right around the globe. And if we are watching that go up in flames tonight, then that affects us here in Britain. Look, take care. Thank you so much, Fahad. I really hope you keep safe out there as well, because obviously as the Iranian regime gets increasingly desperate, that might be bad news for you. So watch over your shoulder tonight. Vahid Beheshti, who's the founder of the Iran Front. Very pleased to be joined in the studio now by Nihat Ghorbani. Thank you very much. What are we looking at when we see these pictures? How important is it? Why should British people here in Britain care about what we're seeing?
You have to actually worry about the Ayatollah's system, people who are working with the Ayatollah after they fall, where they want to run. Just Russia? No. They have lots of route here in UK.
So you worry that the people who are close to the Ayatollah might try to come to Britain if the Iranian regime falls?
Absolutely. Otherwise, why the government didn't say anything about Ayatollahs? They're supporting them. They have behind everything. They're working together. Yeah. You actually, I don't know, you remember King Charles traveled to Iran.
Right.
He met Khatami, reformist, actually, the guy who's, reformist, main, actually, head of reformist party in Iran.
Yeah.
Okay. Why they don't actually, they have really great connection with the Great Britain.
Okay.
But we shouldn't worry right now. But after the Islamic Republic, we have to worry, really worry, because the Islamists right now, they have power in UK, in Parliament. They will they will help them to come in
So
the
you
UK.
think there's a lot of sympathy for the Islamist regime in Iran right here in Britain, which is
absolutely.
Just on what we're actually seeing happening right now, though. You know, I saw you. I don't know. You seemed quite proud, quite happy of some of the clips that we were seeing. Do you think we are witnessing the end of the Iranian regime? Is this going to be something where we wake up tomorrow, people have left the streets, it dies down over a period of time?
Not tomorrow. It's going to be really when we want a realistic talking about the revolution. It's going to be take months and just a month actually. But I have connection with Iranians inside Iran. Today, before exactly at 7, they shut the internet and I lost the connection. Yeah. But still, we have 1,000 people, around 1,000 people had Starlink.
Yeah.
They still provide the footage, what's going on, what's happening. But after the shutting the internet, nobody goes back to home. They still in the street. They want to change the regime. They chanting actually Crown Prince's name in all around Iran.
Okay.
We have opposition. We have leader right now. He lead the the revolution, and he asking people to come tomorrow as well at 8.
So we are going to see, we think, what we've seen tonight, but tomorrow as well, as if it ever stops. So, yeah, I mean, watch this space. The big question now, I suppose, is whether or not President Trump gets involved. The latest lines that we've got is that it appears that, obviously, the Iranian Revolutionary Guard's military wing have taken to the streets as well. My source said to me that I suppose that could be argued that it's kind of war against their own people. Archie, I'll go to you. Do you think that President Trump should get involved on this? What do you think?
Well, I think if they start opening fire on their own people, it'd be good if someone got involved. I think that makes sense. I think the main thing is the bravery of the men and women on those streets tonight to do that, knowing that the Revolutionary Guard are there. And I'm not an expert in this at all, so I'm not going to profess to lecture anybody on it, but F me, I'm not sure I'd be brave enough to go and do that, I have to say. It's extraordinary.
12 days without stop.
12 days, knowing full well what could come as a result of it. It's some extraordinary men and women on the streets tonight.
Totally.
I think the scary thing is, well, there's two things. First of all, the fact that this is only being reported in certain news channels and not in others. I'm not going to say who.
I will. The BBC is currently on their main website. They've got their 5 top stories. It's not even one of the top 5 as we speak right now. I've just checked it.
What does concern me, though, is, as you said, is the repercussions that this will have on the streets of the UK. Now, and I don't mean that in, protests, etc. What I mean is that are we going to see some kind of terrorist threat to the people of the UK based on what's happening there, and that's very concerning.
Yeah, and again, if you are just joining us, MI5 themselves announced, 18 months ago, they had foiled 20 late-stage terrorist attacks, which they traced back to the Iranian regime. And by the way, this goes right across Europe as well. Yeah. There's been some unbelievable near misses that have happened as a result of that. It doesn't bear thinking about the level of death toll and devastation that would have been caused. And actually, as well, there are people who've been accused of spying for Iran and plotting for Iran who have come across on small boats and in the backs of lorries as well. That has been widely reported. So, the Iranians really are, as in the regime, I mean, really are here in Britain as well. Matthew, what do you think when you see this footage here, and kind of what's your take on how this government should be playing it?
Well, I echo what Archie has said, and I think we all agree on, which is the incredible bravery we're seeing from the protesters. I mean, I'm of an age to remember what happened in Tiananmen Square in Beijing. The footage of the guy standing in front of the tank sort of comes to mind, and obviously, sadly, in that case, the dissent was stamped out. Let us hope that there's such volume of protest, as you were saying, in cities right across the country. That actually this is, if not going to bring change in hours, it's certainly the pressure's going to build so that change comes.
Obviously, Trump has said that if they start shooting, he's going to get involved. Does what has happened in Venezuela make it more or less likely, do we think, that he's going to do so? Is there a case of the American public can't stomach anymore?
I think he's probably on a roll. Can I just say an interesting point? Sorry, I've just seen a line here. This is from Tom Tugendhat, who's an MP. People will probably know who he is, the MP for Tunbridge. He's the former security minister. He's also a veteran as well. He's tweeted this just now. You like him. He's tweeted this tonight. 2 Brits and many other foreigners are being held hostages by the Iranian regime. What's now clear is that they're not alone. 90 million Iranians are also hostages of a brutal dictatorship, and tonight they are demanding freedom. Well, it'll be fascinating to see how this Labour government reacts to, of course, the British hostages that we know are in Iran, but presumably all of the British citizens that are still there as well. Will they care as much about them and do something about that as they did for this guy, Abdel Fattah?
Allah.
Yeah.
Allah.
Yeah.
They did for Allah. Yeah.
Well, to be fair, whatever they say, they'll U-turn on it a few weekdays later, so it's fine.
Just lastly for me, Nick, if that's okay, you know, with your experience and your you know, connections to Iran and things, what do you want from this government now? What do you think Trump should do?
Nothing. Shut their mouth. We don't need them. Really, we don't need them. When they talking about Iranians, they just, you know, when they want to talk about the regime, they will spread the propaganda of the Islamic Republic. We are very good. We are right now in amazing place, and we just asking leftists and Islamists shut their mouth.
I love this,
and
man.
we don't need them. Really, we don't need them. You know, 12 days, everybody in Iran, you know, they believe they can change the regime. They can, because BBC doesn't actually talk about Iranians. No propaganda anymore. And the Iranians, yeah, they believe themselves right now. 1979, BBC support Khomeini to come to power. Right now, what they can say, what they want to say. Better shut their mouth.
Interesting that. Sorry, very finally, and then I promise you we will move on. But you are famous is maybe the strong word, but one of the reasons why you are so well known is because you have been continually going to these pro-Palestine demonstrations and holding up that sign which is Hamas is terrorists. You've been arrested for this a couple of times.
13 times.
13 times.
Yeah.
Hey, unlucky for some. Yeah. Anyway, however, you're here tonight, so that's fine. But Iran, just to explain to our viewers, is Iran funding Hamas? Iran is behind all of these terrorist groups. Iran is behind, aren't they?
All our money going for the terrorism, for the ideology of the Islam in Middle East and right now in UK. They are camping for the, you know, converting white British to Islam.
Right. So they are, in your views, responsible almost entirely for all of the Islamist evils of the world, which is, again, what I will say is why it's so important. And I must say, I saw a message from one of the European Union leaders earlier on. We stand side by side with the Iranian people. Sorry, jog on. Why did you let so many of these lunatics into Europe then? Why? We're going to have to go, I'm afraid. Sorry, we're out of time.
I want to just add something. Yeah. Just GBNews and all, you know, influencers in UK, they became the voice of the Iranian, and we Iranians really appreciate it.
Brilliant.
Thank you so much.
Well, actually, I've just found out that you are staying with us. So there you go. You can have more throughout. So I don't know if you knew that, but we know it. So there you go. Right, look, coming up. There are other stories in town. The weather. Birmingham Airport is suspended. That's the breaking news. And what you're looking at there is that thunder snow bomb I was talking about earlier on. There's some flashes there. It's snowing. That, I believe, is Pembrokeshire. Tens of thousands of people are now sadly without power. Schools are closed right across Britain. It's Storm Gerretti. It's arrived and it's wreaking havoc. And we're going to be talking about that next.
Westminster's full of talk, but out here, it's the real world. Am I allowed to talk then? No, that's it. This is where it matters, real people and real lives. That's what politics is all about.
The fact is Trump made a good start, no.
Straight answers, no spin, and just a couple of pints.
How many fingers have I got up?
About 10. So join me for Lee Anderson's Real World every Friday at 7 p.m, only on GB News. The People's Channel, Britain's news channel.
Martin Daubney, weekdays from 3 p.m.
Well, you're absolutely right. Spot on. I couldn't help feeling that perhaps it was actually just a joke, and they were going to come back in 2 years' time and say, we took you all in. It was, in fact, a joke. Now we're going to produce something more serious, because it's absolutely hilarious and ridiculous. Commercial suicide, I described it as.
Well, the individual behind it is no more. What would you like to see from the brand? Presumably not people with asymmetric haircuts in pink dresses, with sledgehammers doing precisely zero to do with cars.
Well, again, absolutely, you're spot on. I mean, it's just totally unrelated to cars at all. It wasn't even a car in the advert. Jaguar was built on style, and that brought passion for cars. That's what made them different. I remember many years ago, a Jaguar executive in the States saying to me, people say, I like my Mercedes, but I love my Jaguar. It's all about passion. Style engendered that. That's what we've got to have. We need to see a proper, more traditional, stylish, real Jaguar that can build on the brand and heritage of the past.
OK, Philip Porter, I'm going to put you on the spot now. If you're in charge of the next Jaguar advert, what would it look like?
As diametrically opposite and different as it possibly could be from what they produced. I suppose, I mean, I live a little in the past, I admit, although I also think I'm hopefully realistic about the current situation and everything, the present. But I'd like to see the heritage shown. Jaguar were not afraid to talk in the past about their heritage, the Le Mans wins back in the 50s, the E-Type in the 60s. This is what added excitement and luster to the brand.
GB News, the People's Channel.
You want to know what's really going on in the corridors of power? Labour don't know what to do with you half the time, and that makes you quite lethal in the chamber. Get behind the headlines with Chopper's Political Podcast. Join me, Christopher Hope, as I sit down with the great and the good of British politics. We'll see where this ruling takes us. These are the stories shaping our nation. Chopper's Political Podcast, available now on all platforms. Listen in and stay ahead.
Welcome back to Patrick Christys Tonight, late edition. Now, the other news in town tonight is the weather. Thousands of homes are without power as Storm Gerretti hits the UK with a rare red warning issued for dangerous stormy winds. What you're looking at on your screens right now, well, you were anyway, that was the M1. This is Pembrokeshire, and this is what is called a it's thunder snow. Apparently, these aren't my words. These are the words of weather experts, and obviously
Sorry,
it's
what
like
weather experts? What thunder snow? What nonsense? It's a bit snowy.
Yeah, it's thundery as well, though, Chris.
There's no thundery, is there? I can't hear any thunder.
Well, you can't hear it, but, you know, they can in Pembrokeshire.
Put your earpiece in. There's no noise, it's rubbish.
They thought World War III started in Pembrokeshire.
But why are we naming them such pathetic names as well?
Gerretti.
Gerretti, it's not even a real name. I like to bring back proper names. My earpiece is broken. Chaos is resumed, ladies and gentlemen. Another serious news has gone.
There's a way that these things are named. In all the weather services of the countries that are covered by the storm, there's a rota of who gets to name them.
There was a storm order.
Yes, there was.
Vicious.
Wow, there you go.
Firm.
So winds of 99 miles an hour have already been recorded in parts of the country this evening. More than 47,000 properties are without power in the southwest. That's according to the National Grid's website. More than 5,000 people are without power in the West Midlands, 2,000 in Wales. Can I just say that the breaking news that we're getting here is that Birmingham Airport has been grounded. So the red warning says that people should expect damage to buildings and homes, very large waves, flying debris resulting in danger to life, power cuts and public transport cancellations. And yes, let's tell you what's happened now. Birmingham Airport has been suspended. They've suspended the use of its runway.
Which is mainly all it's got, to be honest. I think once you've suspended the use of the runway as an airport, that's
it.
That's pretty much done. It's a shopping centre nowadays, ladies and gentlemen.
And so probably a Burger King.
Bad news for the people of Birmingham because they can't leave.
Live footage from Brighton there on the coast, and that looks pretty choppy to say the least. The camera's shaking in the wind. But yes, just to say...
When we get snowed in here? We might actually...
Sorry, does that just say something water sports on the bottom left?
That'll be the company whose camera we are using.
Ah, right. I wonder what kind of things you've been Googling.
No water sports are taking place right now.
Well done, Patrick.
Of any variety. And, let's go to Birmingham Airport. 5,000 people are stranded. So these are the scenes from inside Birmingham Airport due to this storm. Dozens of schools as well across the Midlands and Wales have announced that they will be closed on Friday, where the weather warning has been issued. Wow, it's grounded Birmingham, Matthew.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, this looks like it's going to be... I mean, we get a lot of these storms now with all the names we were just discussing, but it looks like this one's up there at the serious level, particularly in the southwest. All trains have been suspended in Cornwall, so from 6 o'clock today. So people are basically grounded, told not to travel.
Is this global warming or is it just winter? That's the question.
Well, yes, yeah. Whether it's just whether it's a weather event. That's what they say now, isn't it? Whether it's a weather event.
Yes.
There's really nothing that interesting to say, is there? That's my problem with this as a story.
Oh, sorry, hang on a minute. There is schools are closed.
OK, yeah, that
45,000 homes without power.
Britain's ground.
But they can't watch, can they, by definition? So, I mean, you know, what? Is it affecting our viewing numbers? That's what worries me.
Well, we'll find out.
People are. How big are we in Birmingham?
Massive, actually.
Oh,
Extreme.
no,
We are.
it's very good for the ratings.
Hello to everyone in the West. Can I just say, by the way, I'm sorry, I probably should have led in with this. I hope you're all right. And thank you very much to all of our viewers and listeners who've been sending your pictures.
Risked life and limb to go
We've got, seriously, viewers have been sending pictures in of what it's like where they are. gbviews@gbnews.uk. We've been getting those pictures in.
I want a snow day.
Trees falling over, everything like that.
Stay safe while you take them.
Stay safe while you take them. Do it from inside. Don't be like there was a guy who sent a picture, and everybody might be able to bring it up.
Yeah.
He went outside to take a picture of a fallen tree.
That's a cute pooch, though. Look at that.
That is, but that's... I'm not sure that's...
That's less extreme there.
Yeah, can I say that one's pathetic? That's a light dusting, wherever that is.
It's not a light dusting.
That's a light. Look at that.
Is it?
Look at that. That's
Britain.
No. But some of it's
we're not set up for snow, Archie.
Some of it's
outside of the.
Some of it's really deep.
I'm not sure you should have that little dog there.
I want it to snow in London, so I'd have to turn up to work tomorrow. That's all I ask.
Well, there you go. But you know, kids are missing out on school. The transport system's gone. I can understand the airport because of the wind, and I get that, right? But like schools closed.
I think it's the snow, not the wind.
Snow and wind.
Snow and wind. You need a bit of wind to take off, presumably. But it's the snow. It's the snow that stops
and wind,
and ice.
Right?
Yeah.
So I get that, but like you know, should kids be banned? Is it like any excuse Britain?
I think I can understand where you're coming from, but I think that Archie looks like he'd like any excuse not to.
I love that. That'd be great.
Yes.
It's Friday. No one works in the UK on Fridays anyway. It's work from home day. No one's doing anything.
You know, there are serious.
Orla, what do you think? Do you think that people are being some of them are being a bit soft?
Goodness sake! Back in the old days, people used to walk barefoot in the snow.
20 miles.
With a rucksack on my back, you know.
But also, isn't occasional snow day good for kids? I mean, I'm not advocating missing school, but one day off to go and throw snowballs.
Are you a boarder, Archie?
I'm not commenting on my personal, but no, you're a father now. One day off for your kid off education, so you can go and lob a snowball at him.
Some of the best days I have snow days. Some of the best days I have.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's important that kids get the occasional snow day. I have no problem with that.
No, just to say, by the way, Storm Gerretti was named by Meteo France, so the French have named it. So I'm surprised it's not in retreat already. Anyway.
That was funnier than your subsequent laugh, Lennon. That's a really good thing.
Given that and the French are allowed to name it apparently because they've borne the brunt of the bad weather, so that's good. Maybe we'll have to go and rescue them. Sorry, anyway. So while the word has no particular significance in the French language, its origin stems from an Italian virgin saint of particular importance to the Catholic Church.
Ah, so it's the Pope's fault.
Well, there you go.
Well, just because I thought they used to...
So all the Met services in the areas covered, they then, whoever's turn it is within those gets to name it.
Gets to name it.
So it could be Met Aaron from Ireland or, our good old Met Office, who provide our GB News weather.
They do, the Met Office. Good, solid bunch of people at the Met Office. Thank you very, very much. Right, OK. Well, I think you're up to date with the weather. I do hope you're all keeping safe. There is obviously a threat to life warning out there, so do be very, very careful.
But also do go out and get photos for us.
No, do it from inside.
Sorry, from inside. Sorry.
Do it from inside. Yeah, absolutely. Don't want to see anyone.
There's got to be a prize for whoever takes the biggest risk.
Yeah, I don't
know. There isn't.
GB News tonight.
There's not a prize for whoever takes the biggest risk to take a picture for us.
Oh, you impish fellow.
Yeah, it's good.
I can't help myself, though.
Anyway, thank you for everyone sending the picture and keep them coming. Now, coming up in just a minute's time, we've got a bit of this.
Elon Musk.
Get the hell out of our politics and our country.
Well, Sir Keir Starmer's Labour government is considering banning Elon Musk's X from Britain. Really? Well, yes, they are. But why? I'll reveal all next.
Hello, very good evening to you. This is your GB News weather update coming to you from the Met Office. Storm Gerretti is battering the southern half of the UK, bringing heavy rain, some significant snow and damagingly strong winds to the southwest of the UK in particular. The low itself is tracking its way eastwards across southern parts, bringing a lot of unsettled weather. With that, there are a number of warnings out, including an amber for snow as we go through the night across Wales and the Midlands, but particularly a rare red warning for parts of Cornwall where gusts are exceeding 80 to 100 miles per hour, leading to some severe disruption here. As we go overnight, Gerretti makes its way eastwards. As a result, the strongest winds in the southwest, they drop out, but we see further windy weather across southern counties, and that snow continues to build up across central parts with a lot of rain elsewhere across the south. Temperatures are dropping to around freezing across southern places. Further north with drier, clearer weather, temperatures similar to last night dropping into negative double figures across some places. Then through tomorrow, it's staying wet across eastern parts. There could even be some winteriness mixed in with the rain here, but nonetheless that rain could lead to some further flooding and travel disruption. Drier elsewhere, just a few showery outbreaks of rain, sleet and hill snow here and there. Maybe some glimmers of sunshine, particularly towards the west, and temperatures for most on the low side. A chilly, cold day generally, especially in the north. Another cold day to come as we go into Saturday. Mostly dry, mostly bright for many places. Some showery bursts towards the west and also towards the east. Then worth bearing in mind later on as we go through the weekend, while Sunday starts dry and largely cold, we are going to see a weather system coming in from the west. And as that bashes into that cold air that we have across us, well, there's the potential for some further disruptive snow. We'll have more on that nearer the time. That's it for me. I'll see you again soon.
Decisions made in Washington aren't just shaping America, they're shaping Britain too. From migration to global security, from crime to health. Whatever happens in the White House today
will be felt in your town or city tomorrow.
That's why The Late Show is live from Washington, D.C.
Cutting through the politics to show you what it all means for Britain.
The Late Show live every night at midnight.
Only on GB News,
Britain's news channel.
Westminster's full of talk, but out here, it's the real world.
Am I allowed to talk now?
No, that's it. This is where it matters. Real people and real lives. That's what politics is all about.
The fact is Trump made a good start, no.
Straight answers, no spin, and just a couple of pints.
How many fingers have I got up? About 10.
So join me for Lee Anderson's Real World every Friday at 7 p.m. only on GB News. The People's Channel, Britain's news channel.
Well, welcome back. So this has made the front of the Daily Telegraph for tomorrow, and actually it's a huge story, this. So apparently Sir Keir Starmer's Labour government are considering banning X, the social media platform, formerly Twitter. They're thinking of banning Elon Musk's X. Now, the excuse they're using for this is because, as we know, there's been a problem, and it is a big problem, with the AI chatbot that is generating sexualised images of women and children. Well, I mean, men as well, but it appears to be less offensive when it's men, doesn't it? But mostly women and children. And Prime Minister Sir Keir Starmer has asked regulator Ofcom to consider all options under the Online Safety Act, which, of course, do include unlimited fines and, crucially, blocking the platform. So he called the images disgraceful and unlawful, which, of course, they are. X says that users who create illegal content will face the consequences. But is this just an excuse that he needed to try to ban Elon Musk's X platform? They don't like Elon Musk. He's gone to war with Sir Keir Starmer. Ed Miliband, we've been playing clips of him there saying, get the hell out of our country. So we've seen that, of course, free speech issues. The other aspect is that X is a huge resource when it comes to journalism, when it comes to finding out what's going on in the real world in real time. We've been reporting largely on this Iranian, what may well be a revolution tonight. We can only do that because of clips that we've got on X. Archie, how bad would it be if Starmer banned X?
It'd be absolutely terrible, but just to give a slight counter-argument, obviously it's uncomfortable that people are being made to be looked naked on using Grok or other AI platforms. But we don't ban Photoshop for doing the same thing.
No.
Which I don't understand. We don't ban artists who do impressions of people naked. In my mind, it's on the user not to do it. It should be...
They should be prosecuted.
Rather, if it's legal. So I don't really understand where Starmer's coming from.
Well, actually, sorry, I should have done this immediately and I forgot. We are going now to GB News' chief US correspondent, Ben Leo.
Has he got his clothes on?
Sorry to keep you waiting there, mate. I was told loads of times that we do that now and I just forgot. So, Ben, good. Congratulations on the job title, by the way. But what do you make of the potential ban of X?
Yeah, as your panelist just said there, it's the equivalent of like trying to shut down Microsoft Word or Excel because drug dealers might use it to list how much money they're making that month. It seems bizarre. And also, by the way, we have existing laws anyway. So this whole row comes off the back of Grok AI, which is X's inbuilt AI system, which Elon Musk has developed with his team of top techies. People have been having lots of fun with Grok AI. The use, the performance, the sort of bandwidth for Grok has been through the roof in recent weeks. And it's because people are going on to X and saying, oh, turn this picture of me fully dressed into me wearing a bikini, or turn David Lammy into David Lammy wearing a bikini, having fun with it. Unfortunately, some idiots have been doing that with children as well, which of course is illegal, and there are existing laws in place of making indecent images of children. So it's already against the law of doing that for children. So I don't know why, unless there's ulterior motives, why Keir Starmer or the government would moot banning X. Of course, this comes off the back of the EU fining Elon Musk and X, I think it was 140 million euros for very stupid, spurious reasons some months ago. So, yes, we don't want to see indecent images of children made, even if they are made by AI and then there's no real kids. It doesn't matter, it's all the same thing. But there are existing laws against that. It's called being a paedophile, and you get sent to prison for it. Otherwise, you could argue the ulterior motive is that they want to shut down a platform which is absolutely running riot with free speech and shining a light on things that otherwise wouldn't have light shone on them, and lifting the rocks and exposing secrets and great journalism that otherwise the mainstream media wouldn't publish, i.e. the Somali situation in Minnesota with the absolute rampant fraud. That was original journalism published on X, which is now, I think, one of the most viewed clips in the world, with something stupid like, 200 million views. So that's why I argue the EU and Keir Starmer and all their sort of borderline commie friends want to shut X down. As I said, when it comes to kids, there are existing laws for that, so why do you need to shut X down?
All right, well, Ben, I'm assuming you're obviously going to be going quite big on that tonight. Any other, just quickly, any other bits we should look out for from midnight until 2?
Well, I have literally just got off the plane 20 minutes ago, which is partly why I look like such a state. But otherwise, we're going to be getting stuck into the situation in Minneapolis. I very quickly argue why it's terrible that that woman died, the mother of 3. But my point tonight is, why is a mother of 3 not at home with her babies, taking care of them, and why is she out agitating armed law enforcement officers? You know, it's sad that she died, but it's kind of, there's a big conversation here to be had about particularly left-leaning liberal women who have been, as JD Vance has said tonight, totally brainwashed by some sects of the media, of social media, into doing very silly things, such as leaving your poor babies at home whilst you go out and behave in a stupid manner in front of armed law enforcement.
All right, well, Ben Leo, that's going to be midnight until 2 a.m. Thank you very much. You take care. So, we are, going to be talking about a huge amount of stuff, including, by the way, this has apparently, well, I think is happening currently right now. Well, it's not just snowstorms in Britain, it's not just the potential revolution in Iran. Reports are emerging right now that President Putin in Russia has launched one of the largest attacks to date in Ukraine. Does feel like everything's falling apart a little bit, doesn't it? Plus... Well, we've got a man with long-standing connections to Iran who was at the top of the show. We've sent him outside earlier to try and speak to his contacts back in Iran if he can, and hopefully he's got an update for us. Is the Ayatollah about to topple? The man, of course, that has been sponsoring Islamist terrorism in Britain for goodness knows how long. That's next.
I forecast a perfect holiday in the sun.
Weather looking good then?
For sure, and no worries about our travel insurance.
All Clear Travel Insurance sponsors GBNews Travel Destinations Forecast.
The cold winds and the snow not just confined to the UK. In and around the Mediterranean, pretty blustery and some heavy snow likely over the Alps. First really big dumps for some here of the winter. Some showery rain for the Algarve. It's generally fine in the Canaries. Showery rain moving into Italy and across Croatia and further south too for Greece. We'll continue to see the weather pretty mixed in Italy with further showers and some gusty cold winds to come. The weather remains pretty fine in Tenerife.
All Clear Travel Insurance sponsors GBNews Travel Destinations Forecast.
In the GB newsroom, we bring you the news as it happens.
With our team of dedicated journalists across the UK,
we're ready to keep you up to date with what's happening every half an hour, every single day. Bulletins here on GB News,
the People's Channel,
Britain's news channel.
Westminster's full of talk, but out here, it's the real world.
Am I allowed to talk
No,
now?
that's it. This is where it matters. Real people and real lives. That's what politics is all about.
The fact that Trump made a good start, no.
Straight answers, no spin, and just a couple of pints.
How many fingers have I got up? About 10.
So join me for Lee Anderson's Real World every Friday at 7 p.m. only on GB News. The People's Channel, Britain's news channel.
You want to know what's really going on in the corridors of power? Labour don't know what to do with you half the time, and that makes you quite lethal in the chamber. Get behind the headlines with Chopper's political podcast. Join me, Christopher Hope, as I sit down with the great and the good of British politics. We'll see where this ruling takes us. These are the stories shaping our nation. Chopper's political podcast, available now on all platforms. Listen in and stay ahead.
Decisions made in Washington aren't just shaping America, they're shaping Britain too. From migration to global security, from crime to health. Whatever happens in the White House today
will be felt in your town or city tomorrow.
That's why The Late Show is live from Washington, D.C.
Cutting through the politics to show you what it all means for Britain.
The Late Show live every night at midnight.
Only on GB News,
Britain's news channel.
Mornings don't have to be tiresome, especially if you have the right company.
Wake up to news as it happens, opinion and debate, and of course, a little bit of entertainment too.
Because when the kettle's on, we're on.
That's Breakfast on GB News, a show worth waking up for.
Every morning from 6 a.m.
Only on the People's Channel, Britain's news channel.
We'll spread the news, you spread the word.
Westminster, the ultimate clique.
And you're fighting like rats in a sack.
But here on the Camilla Tominey Show, we ask the questions the establishment media is too scared to ask.
OK, let me ask you a straight question, because I know you're a straight-talking politician.
Whether it's net zero, illegal immigration or law and order, nothing is off limits.
You had the power then.
Yeah, as I
and
say,
now you've lost it.
That's the Camilla Tominey Show, a politics show that's fearless.
But no, let me finish my question if you don't mind, because it is my show.
Sundays at 9:30, only on GB News, the People's Channel, Britain's news channel.
Welcome back to Patrick Christys Tonight Late Edition. Now, we've covered quite a lot here that's on the front pages, of course, the potential for Rachel Reeves to be backtracking on the pub issue there when it comes to business rates, etc. I think that will be Labour's 10th U-turn. Depends how you count it, really. So that's a biggie. But it's too little too late for many of the pubs as well, and that is across, I think, 6 different national newspapers. That, no doubt, will be leading some of the news for us here tomorrow. I do just want to, because we've only got a few minutes left, just try to bring you up to date with the very latest that we're getting from Iran. We're going to play some clips for you now, but I am getting some new clips here. The internet in Iran and the phone lines in Iran are down, but I don't know if I'll be able to play some of this footage. But the latest ones that I'm seeing are actually out of Tehran, and they are showing tens of thousands of people marching on the capital as we speak. And they appear to be going to target Iranian Revolutionary Guard bases. Gunfire has now been reportedly broken out in multiple Iranian cities. Yeah, so look, I'm joined in the studio, as we were at the top, by Niak, who is an Iranian. You're born in Iran, Iranian Christian, lived in Britain for a little while. You've been trying to get through to people in Iran desperately, haven't you? But at the moment, you can't get through, I believe.
Yeah, absolutely. They don't have internet right now, and I try, but unfortunately.
And you think...
I wish they are safe.
You hope they're safe. Well, we all hope that they are safe. Obviously, you must be incredibly worried when you're looking at some of the footage that's going on. And there is gunfire that we can hear in some of these clips. And unfortunately, from what I'm seeing, it does appear that that is aimed at these protesters. And that is in the Mashhad area of Iran.
Yeah. Mashhad, yeah.
Mashhad area, sorry, of Iran. So that's happening there. Should President Trump get involved and try to take out the... Do you think the Ayatollah might have already left?
You know, no. He's still there. He will not going anywhere. This is not... Actually, this is propaganda of the Islamic Republic itself, because they try to bring people down and saying, yeah, listen, everything is okay. He left, you have to calm down. Then he come to media and talking about, you know, everything is okay, everything is fine, and, you know, the uprising is done. Yeah.
And you genuinely think this is it? Just quickly, you think that this is the end of the Ayatollah, and that actually the world and Britain will be a safer place for it?
You know, the Islamic Republic gonna be really, really soon finished, because, you know, always we have, in past, we have an uprising, but we don't have a leader. We have leader, but we have different ideology, different views. They are, for example, left is saying we have to be united, you know. But at the moment, the nationalists, this is a nationalist movement, nationalist actually a revolution.
Yeah.
And that's why we hope this is the last time.
Okay, I know that
and lead by Crown Prince Reza Pahlavi.
I know that you said as well that similar demonstrations have already been scheduled for tomorrow. They were due to come to the streets tonight about 8 p.m. local time, clearly, and you think the same thing's going to happen again tomorrow. Well, look, I wish you all the very best. I want to thank you very much for coming in.
Thank you so much.
And just quickly, one of the other big news stories here is that Sir Keir Starmer might ban Elon Musk's X, from Britain. But that's very close to your heart, because you need X, don't you, to be able to see what's going on in your country?
Absolutely. You know, X, it's became our actually voice. When we don't have an X here in UK, how we can explain how from BBC we can say Hamas is terrorist? No, they don't believe Hamas is a terrorist organization. They believe they are resistance, you know. This is impossible without actually social media like X. And I suggest Elon Musk, when Keir Starmer shut X, he should shut the Starlink to pay the
UK.
Yeah.
Well, there you go. Yeah, maybe Elon Musk could hit back. We'll wait and see what happens there. But thank you very much, Nia. I wish you all the best.
Thank you so much. And I want to actually, in the end, add something. We have a demonstration for the support of the Iranian people at Saturday. We're talking with lots of politicians. Come and join us, talking about the IRGC, ban IRGC. When they hear we talking about ban IRGC, they're going to step back and say, oh, sorry, we are busy.
So there were lots of politicians who wanted to show support for Iran but didn't want to prescribe the Iranian Revolutionary Guard as a terrorist organisation. Interesting, isn't it, that? How long can that position hold? We'll have to wait and see, given what might be about to happen. We hope not, but what might be about to happen to the people of Iran. Thank you very much again. Right, just very quickly, I'm not sure if I've got any time for this, but I'm going to do it anyway. Can we bring up the Daily Express's front page very quickly? Because just get your view on this, Matthew. Cheers is yet another too late U-turn from the PM. It's on 6 newspaper front pages. Plans to ease huge business rates rises on pubs. Is she right to U-turn? Was it a mistake to do it in the first place?
Look, I think that it was an unintended consequence. They should have spotted it before, because it's too detailed. But it's the way that they were going to be hit by some changes that were going to kick in as soon as the budget was out of the way. The question now is whether or not the pressure's going to mount to do it for hotels and restaurants.
How many U-turns is incompetence? We've got 10. What number are they just incompetent?
The Mail says
12, 14, 15?
I mean, look, the government needs to be clearer what it's going to do. It needs to stick to what it's going to do.
And they've got to pay for this U-turn as well, so something else is going to be cost.
It's only 130 million.
Oh, fine.
Well,
no problem.
There you go. Doing the right thing, U-turning on the issue of the pub.
At the end of the day, they've destroyed so many people's livelihoods. They've destroyed the centre, you know, the social centre of so many small towns. It's an absolute joke, the whole thing.
And now they're coming for drink driving too, so
yeah, exactly.
we can't even have a village pint.
No, exactly.
No, well, yes. Well, this is it.
Although we don't condone
drink driving, but I mean,
having a pint.
They're lowering the limit.
They're lowering the limit. Yeah.
All right, let me give you a quick run through the papers. Thank you to everyone who's been involved tonight, by the way. The Metro, what a Wally, he'll do time. It's a story about an Iranian criminal who has just been robbing rich people and now go to prison. The I paper, Putin's shadow fleet in UK waters as ministers pledge to use hard power. Will they come after Putin's ship in the Channel? We'll wait and see. The Telegraph, Reeves to climb down on pub tax. The Daily Express, it's yet another too late U-turn for the preamp. Again, that's on the pub tax. Daily Mail, pub U-turn, too little, too late. The Guardian, go back home. They say they've now found 34 ex-pupils who accuse Nigel Farage of racist behaviour. So why don't they blame the school? Why don't the school just expel him then if he was that bad? But anyway, The Independent, yet another U-turn. Reeves set to scrap rises for pubs. The Sun, Brooklyn goes legal in feud with parents. We didn't get a chance to talk about this because of all the ongoing situation.
Oh, no.
I know, but Brooklyn Beckham is apparently giving his parents a legal...
Not news.
The Times, they go for top defence chief wants for an extra £28 billion. Right, thank you very much, everybody. Thank you to you at home and wherever you've been watching and listening. Stay safe in the weather. It's over now to Ben Leo for The Late Show Live.
Patrick, thank you. I'm back in the USA after my Christmas holidays, and boy, oh boy, what a year it's going to be. I'm so happy that GB News are here to tell you everything that's going on, including tonight, Iran, the breaking news from Tehran and all across the country, Minneapolis, and of course the big news tonight, Starmer potentially banning X. See you in a sec.
Hello from the Aurora Collection Resort here in Lapland. We're on an amazing Arctic adventure to celebrate our greatest cash giveaway, a simply stunning £85,000.
And in 2026, we're giving you the chance to win it all.
For another chance to win £85,000 cash, text cash to 63225. One entry costs £2.50 plus one standard network rate message. Or text bonus to 63225. 5 entries cost £5 plus one standard network rate message. Go to gbnews.com/win. Entries start at £2.50. Call 0903 686 3232. Calls cost £2.50 plus your network access charge. Or post your name and number to GB18 PO Box 8690 Derby DE1 9TT. UK only. Entrance must be 18 or over. Lines close at 4 p.m. on the 30th of January. The winner may be contacted live on GB News, week commencing the 9th of February 2026. Please check the closing time if listening or watching on demand.
Westminster's full of talk, but out here, it's the real world.
Am I allowed to talk now?
No, that's it. This is where it matters. Real people and real lives. That's what politics is all about.
In fact, has Trump made a good start? No.
Straight answers, no spin, and just a couple of pints.
How many fingers have I got up? About 10.
So join me for Lee Anderson's Real World every Friday at 7 p.m. only on GB News. The People's Channel, Britain's news channel.
You want to know what's really going on in the corridors of power? Labour don't know what to do with you half the time, and that makes you quite lethal in the chamber. Get behind the headlines with Chopper's political podcast. Join me, Christopher Hope, as I sit down with the great and the good of British politics. We'll see where this ruling takes us. These are the stories shaping our nation. Chopper's political podcast, available now on all platforms. Listen in and stay ahead.
Do you trust what you're being told? Good, because neither do I.
Those are just facts.
I'm Alex Armstrong, and on my show, we'll expose the spin.
Well, I want to answer that, because you didn't let me last time, because you always speak over me.
The broken promises.
To deny that is denying the truth.
And the hypocrisy.
Stop. You think we can allow?
Politics, policy, parliament. Nothing is off limits. No sugarcoating, no fear of offence, just the truth laid bare. Tune in every Saturday and Sunday at 9 p.m. for Alex Armstrong Tonight, only on GB News, Britain's news channel.
No matter the state it's in, this is our nation. Join me, Jacob Rees-Mogg, for a genuine, honest discussion on where we have been, where we are going, and where we are with the people who set the direction. Tune in to State of the Nation every Monday to Thursday, 8 to 9 o'clock, only on GB News.
A really important thing about GB News, and it's brought something completely different to the landscape.
The mainstream is all about keeping the status quo as it is, ticking along quite nicely. They don't want to ask difficult questions.
GB News exists because there is a desperate need for fearless journalism that puts the people first.
GB News came on the scene as a disruptor, and it has always been a disruptor ever since.
Journalism in this country has been a cosy world full of groupthink until now.
Well, the reality is that most British journalists are afraid. That's not GB News.
Journalism is journalism at the end of the day, and we're not here to serve any masters. Our masters are our audience.
We're here to talk about things in a way that have never been broadcast on British airways before.
Do not miss a moment on GB News.
The #1 news channel in the country.
Hello, good evening to you, live from Washington DC. This is GB News with the stories shaping Britain and America. Unrest spreads across Iran as protests grow louder and bolder tonight. Is the regime about to collapse? And more protests this side in America in response to a mother of 3 being shot dead by an immigration enforcement agent. Vice President J.D. Vance called it an act of self-defense, saying the woman tried to run over an ICE agent.
The president stands with ICE, I stand with ICE, we stand with all of our law enforcement officers.
Secretary of Homeland Security Kristi Noem also doubled down tonight.
Minnesota's a train wreck. This was an act of domestic terrorism.
But will the Conservatives still push ahead with their plans for a British version of ICE?
We're going to run the country until such time as we can do a safe, proper, and judicious transition.
Elsewhere tonight, the US Senate has just clamped down on the president's powers, stopping him from taking further military action against Venezuela. I'll speak to a member of the administration very shortly. And elsewhere, Keir Starmer and Rachel Reeves are getting their 10,000 steps in simply from walking back on their own policies. More on that very shortly. I'm Ben Leo, and this is The Late Show Live. Hello, good evening to you. Happy New Year, if we can still say that. I'm Ben Leo and I'm back in Washington, DC. I actually just landed, which is maybe why I look a little bit haggard. But anyway, welcome to The Late Show Live. Joining me this evening in Washington is my panel tonight of the broadcaster and journalist Angelina McCarthy and the chair of Republicans Overseas UK, Greg Swenson. There they are, Angelina and Greg. And in London, to take us through what's making the newspaper front pages, the former Labour advisor, Matthew Torbett. Thank you for joining us tonight, gents and ladies. Right, breaking news this evening. Violent clashes between security forces and demonstrators have erupted in Iran as widespread anti-regime protests enter their 12th night. The protests have so far spread to 111 cities and towns across all 31 provinces of Iran, with at least 34 people dead. and over 2,000 have been arrested. There's also currently a nationwide internet outage. The protests began on December the 28th amid a massive economic crisis, but they've since broadened into anger at the country's harsh Islamic regime and its leader, Ayatollah Ali Khamenei. Let's get the thoughts of my panel now in DC. The chair of Republicans Overseas UK, Greg Swenson, and the broadcaster and journalist, Angelina McCarthy. Good evening. Happy New Year. Nice to see you.
Ben.
How are we?
Happy New Year. Welcome back.
Good.
Yeah.
Angelina, let's start with you. Iran, this has been bubbling since, as we said, December the 28th, initially blamed on economic crises, but it seems to have morphed into something far bigger, which now threatens to completely bring the regime down.
I mean, that's what it appears to be. Iranians are pleading on social media with little signs, Trump, please come take our regime down. This seems to be a movement that even Iran International, they're reporting on. They want the regime change, and it is about political issues. Now, Tehran, they're facing a lot of troubles in Tehran, not just economic issues and social issues and people not being satisfied with government, but also climate change, right? Tehran is heating up, and they have a big issue where they're trying to...
Sorry, say that again.
They're trying to move the capital.
Right.
Yeah, it's getting too hot in Tehran, so they're trying to move the capital to another location.
They should build some solar plants.
Hang on, sorry. I don't know if I'm still hungover from Christmas. What? Say that again.
So they're looking to move the capital in Iran.
Right, because of climate change.
Yes, because of climate change,
right.
Which is another disaster that they're facing.
And sorry, what's that got to do with the protest? People they don't want it to change.
The government they're facing a lot of issues. Not only are they facing social distress, they're also facing they're looking into moving their capital, but they're also having economic issues. So yeah, there's a lot that this government they want change, they want regime change, and now with the government having all these problems, will the people be able to go and take that power from them?
Got it. Sorry, that wasn't like me being weird. It was just the first time I'd heard of that Tehran wanting to change the capital. Greg, what is President Trump going to be doing about this situation? I guess he's keeping a keen eye on it.
Yeah, and he's clearly taken sides on this whole thing. I mean, he did blow up the nuclear arms facilities in Iran only 6 months ago.
So also, by the way, Greg, sorry to interrupt.
Yeah.
Venezuela is no coincidence whilst this is going on in Iran either, because Venezuela's links to Iran are very, very deep. Venezuela was washing. There was a State Department document accusing Iran of having their money laundered through Venezuela.
A lot of money.
So I don't think it's a coincidence all this.
Not at all. And some of the tankers going back and forth. And so, look, he's clearly picked a side here. Now, I don't think, and I wouldn't advocate, choosing who should be the new government or the new leader, but he's clearly on the side of the protesters and of the people. And so this is, we've seen this movie before. There have been protest movements in Iran over the last 15 years. I think this one might be different. I sure hope it is, because it's really got legs. And what's different is it's not Obama in the White House, so you have President Trump that's shown his support and demonstrated his support. So it's apples and oranges versus the last few revolutions they've had.
Do you know what? It kind of feels like President Trump, although people, certainly those in the West, including leaders, don't realise it yet, it feels like President Trump is the only person who is trying to save the West with all these skirmishes in Venezuela, in Iran, this and that, and people don't really connect the dots, and they just think Trump's being interventionist and a warmonger.
It's all related.
Yeah.
Russia, Venezuela had Russia defending it, Cuba